women in poverty? Like, what's your
Well, I'm older now. I'm not as young as I used to be. So, women in poverty, I can control them better. A girl who can't afford to say, fuck you, Corey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. So, I take advantage of that. Now, that might be wrong, but her poverty and my needs, most of the time, it even out.
Empress H here. This video is about wealthy women and why men villainize them. What he's saying in this video is not crazy or far-fetched. We see this play out in society to varying degrees. Watch this.
I think I left my wallet in my car. I'll be right back. All right.
Men need women vulnerable, whether it's emotional vulnerability, where you think you need a man. Needing a man over wanting a man are two different things. Context applies. Or they need you financially vulnerable so that they can come into play into your fantasy, then carry out their intention. But with wealthy women are not easy. But if they do manage to get access to them, then the access is also not guaranteed, as they have the ability and resources to leave at any point. The only group of wealthy women they can stand is the submissive provider. They don't like her either, but they can tolerate her for the fact that she's useful and providing for them.
Wealthy women are a threat to the patriarchy. Thought I was done, didn't you? Thought I was finished. I'm not finished. Actually, let me get my microphone. Wealthy women are a threat to the patriarchy and misogynistic people because when a woman has money, she's got more options. And women having more options would upset the hostage situation that we are all currently experiencing and have been experiencing for a good 1,000 years as women. Actually, thousands of years as hostages. Women who are wealthy are already their own providers, so they don't have to marry anyone for that. They can also hire their protection, which is yet another thing that no one can hang over their heads. Wealthy women can afford to pamper themselves. And the sense of empowerment that women get from being able to handle their own responsibilities without the help of anybody is priceless. It's empowering. It makes women feel like the chooser as opposed to the pick-me. Having wealth tends to give women a sense of confidence, which is another category of women that I have yet to do my video about, but they are also a huge threat to the patriarchy. Confidence means that you are listening to your own intuition, and being wealthy means listening to your intuition actually paid off in cash money. I mean, how do you argue the logic of a woman who can put her money where her mouth is? She's illogical? Where? For a lot of men who have been told that their only value is in how much money they have, but because of their genital parts, they are automatically more reasonable and logical and should be listened to. They're more wise than women. A woman who has her ish together and has the money to prove it brings out a lot of insecurities. We're talking about an entire gender who has been taught to see themselves as machines, as tools. So if we as women are given the ultimate tool, the ultimate Swiss Army knife, which is money, what need would we have for men? And this is the threat. Money can buy most things. And if you think that not being able to have a child is the biggest fear that women have, semen is, you can get it anywhere. I put it like that. You can get it anywhere they're not going to withhold that. A woman with money does not literally have to worry about anything except the stuff that you just can't prevent, like death and sickness. So I hope that if nobody gets anything by the end of this video, you get that if you're a woman, you should be striving toward wealth. Because wealthy women, if we had more of us, we can literally flip the world.
Not just you striving towards wealth. If you do decide to partner with a man to maintain that wealth, because partnership and marriage is all about joining assets and you also sign legally binding contracts, he should at least have achieved as much as you, or preferably way more. Why I say way more is because this is a system by men for men to the benefit of men. So if he's a man on the same footing as you, cool, it's okay, but like he can do better, especially with as much privileges as he has. This video on wealthy women and why men villainize them plays into the concept of easy, guaranteed access. I want us to have an image in mind. Let's say easy guaranteed access is the root, and control, physical intimidation, emotional manipulation, negging, DV, financial abuse, even catcalling, the more normal everyday ones, are simply ways or means to attain that root goal. At least access, and whether it's easy or guaranteed, they don't care. The goal is access. Deduction from the first video. His own way of attaining easy guaranteed access is by control, especially financial control, where he aims to own her for however long he wishes and has the mentality of she's his to do with as he pleases. She can't leave no matter how bad it gets because he's the person with the power. It's all about power. Money gives you power. Money gives you options. Money gives you the power of choice to opt out or to carry out, or even to decide halfway of carrying out your intention to stop with little to no ripple effect in your own life. He wants to be the only person with power in the relationship. That's also why he can't stand wealthy women. Because for his plans to work, his prey needs to be in a disadvantaged position to enable his possession without the fear of escape. Resources tends to help someone get out of unfavorable situations because it gives you options. Resources isn't just money. This can be a good support system. That's why a lot of abusive people tend to isolate and control who their victim interacts with. This isolation doesn't just happen in romantic relationships. It happens with toxic friendships. It also happens in parent-child dynamics, the most normalized and overlooked expression of isolating one's victim. A positive step towards self-identification and establishing your autonomy is resources, because first of all, it aids you to remove yourself from unfavorable situations, which allows the toxic person to have continuous access to break you down and mold you into what they want. To get their needs met, a woman with resources is a flight risk, even if he has control over her mind temporarily, because in this life, one thing constant is change. The control or possession with the wealthy woman isn't guaranteed a lot of the time, because once she becomes aware of his mind games or the toxic environment, she has the means to escape no matter how long it takes her. Hasta la vista, baby. My definition of a wealthy woman in relation to this video is a woman that has wealth of mind. That is, she knows herself and honors herself. Wealth of community, wealth in plain old cash money, wealth of self-love and a healthy self-esteem that strengthens her, removing herself from unfavorable situations. Reasons why the toxic or abusive person likes to exert so much control and dominance over their victim is because they are parasites, and not many people willingly knowing the truth want to be involved with them for long or at all. These parasites, I like to call them parasites. Anyways, these parasites need this control because once they lose the upper hand, you have the freedom of mind to do whatever you wish to do, which affects their supply and sustenance. Another reason why these toxic or abusive individuals have this possession or ownership issue is because it requires more effort to find new viable prey that they have to groom all over again rather than maintaining control over the one they have. Real life example of this is the act of men circling the block or spinning the block. Yeah, honestly, babe, that's not something to be proud of. That's an insult to your intelligence. In conclusion, wealthy women and why men vilify them, it's about control. It's about leverage. There's no guarantee with them, especially when they do some trifling shit. She doesn't have to sit back and just take it. She can be catching flights and throw his ass to the curb. This brings me to something else he said in this interview. This part didn't really trend as much, but still important. Here they made reference to single mothers. Watch this.
And they don't tell me to fuck off because they know when I come over, they children can get some
Hold up. God damn.
some outlet Jordans.
Outlet Gucci.
Yeah.
There is something hypocritical about society where single mothers are demonized, yet targeted and hunted like prey. It's a very disconcerting dynamic. Like I said in my previous video, single mothers and dating, there is this massive negging done on single mothers to keep their self-esteem low, their expectations and requirements for them low, for men low, to have easy guaranteed access to them. They need single mothers in the mind frame where they tolerate anything so that they don't have to fear them leaving because she thinks that's the best she can do. Case in point, The analogy made by the interview guest about the single mother and bringing outlet Gucci for her child. It's all about easy access to you and your inability to escape, finding a way to cage you in more. Take away from this video, if nothing else, in line with the TikTok creator I stitched. She's, oh yes, it's Lizzie B. You can go search her up on TikTok. Every woman should be striving towards financial stability. And my addition is, if you do decide to partner with a man, do it in a way that maintains your already created lifestyle, at least, or better still, elevates it. So with this being said, I hope you apply this in a way that is curated to your own life and works for you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and most importantly, comment. I want to know your thoughts on this. See you in the next video. Bye, my loves.